Hello, welcome to the weather update. It is almost 10 o'clock on January 14th, 2023, and a kind of gray, cloudy, kind of gloomy day, even a couple of flurries. Some people had some snowflakes around. It even dusted the ground in some small areas. I didn't see it here, but you can see here. Look at this big storm offshore that's developing along this stalled front. So we're going to actually make this a little longer here, this loop, so you get a chance to look at how the storm has evolved. You can see all the clouds pretty much over us today. There were some breaks this evening, but look at this storm fire up here. And this thing is going to intensify there's pretty warm water over here, so it's got plenty of energy to work with. Now, it's not going to, like I said, we're not going to see any precipitation from it, but there could be coastal impacts, and you're definitely feeling that wind out there for sure from this thing. It's quite impressive, to say the least. And if we go out a little bit here, let's go out and we'll take this to the GLM flash intensity. So this is the GLM flash intensity. So this actually will show lightning. Let's see if we can actually, I want to make this too long of a loop. Let's make this 36. Okay, so you see, look, there is actually lightning offshore in some of these storms, actually not too far, far enough away, but it's quite incredible to see all that lightning activity out there. It is quite impressive. And this is the storm that is going to it could have some tropical characteristics in it. The models, almost develop an eye on it. So it's quite unusual. Switching over to the lightning here. We'll switch over to the lightning detection. You can see, there is lightning offshore. Well offshore, but still, it is quite unusual. And out on the west coast, we have thunderstorms over San Francisco here. Look at that. We got lightning strikes. This is east of San Francisco, Stockton, and south of Sacramento. And if we look at the radar here, you will see here, look at these cells right here that are firing up. This is all part of the latest atmospheric river. Also San Jose. Looks like some pretty heavy rain coming down there right now. With this latest atmospheric river, and you can also see showers and thunderstorms over there in Los Angeles as well. Again, these are we're going to see the final bunch of these systems. I think there'll be one more after this, and hopefully a break. The rest of the country dry until this storm out here, you see, which, again, even a couple of snow flurries you can see if you look at color. Very light. You might see a couple of flakes if you're lucky. So looking at the winds, you can see the winds definitely are up out there. We got some gusts. Again, north winds, very gusty north winds. Something wrong with that thing over there. The wind shouldn't be from that direction. But you can see some pretty strong winds out there, very gusty winds. And looking at the day, you can see it's 32 degrees. So we got temperatures in the mid-30s. Actually felt more like January today, finally. And you see through the day, you can see temperatures only in the 30s. Pretty much that's where they stayed, only in the 30s. Cloudy skies, overcast skies. Gusty north winds pretty much throughout the day. And you can see our highs. I'm not even going to show the highs because those highs were from midnight last night probably. But generally mid-30s, generally speaking. And we are in a little more of a northwesterly component over New Jersey, but mostly northwest winds across the area. And again, this storm system off there is quite impressive, to say the least. Let's go back to let's go to the MODIS satellite here. Can't really, actually I didn't mean to do that one. Go back to this here. Just pull this out a little bit larger here. Let's go to the northern Atlantic here. So we can look at this storm again, and here it is. Sort of see it on the right. There it is. That's, really not the best view there. We could do Conus, East Conus. That's fine. So you get a chance. Here's your storm right here. Here's your high pressure trying to wedge down from eastern Canada. And if we go to the west, we look at this. This is the latest, again, atmospheric river coming into California. You can see it right there. You can trace it all the way from Hawaii right there. There it is. And again, lightning strikes. If we put the lightning in here, you'll see here, there's the lightning strikes there. A couple of lightning strikes here. So, and look at that, well offshore, 2 lightning strikes. So, again, this is what happens when you have all that warm. Let's take a look at the water vapor image here, so you can kind of see where All that is flowing through. There's that atmospheric river. You can trace it right there. Uh, Quite incredible to see. This is the upper. Not quite as good. I think the lower is probably the best. Yeah, look at this. Yeah, this shows it nicely. So, again, you can clearly see, look at that atmospheric river right there. Quite, draw that out again. There it is. You can see right into California right there. Looks like a lot of it's going into Southern California, but there's pieces that are going to the northern. Here's your low right here. And just incredible. They're still going through this in California, actually. So, actually, I wanted to go back to the weather and hazards map. First, I want to look at this. Actually, I want to look at our storm offshore in this mode here. Yeah, there's different satellite modes you can use. Let's go to this. Let's see if it's got the water vapor lower. So you can see, yeah, this kind of shows the storm pretty nicely as well. So you can see where there's more moisture offshore. You can see it looks like it's actually being thrown back a little bit. The oranges, this is dry air, so you see that. This is very almost tropical looking here. So it's just really crazy stuff. So let's go to the weather and hazards data view again, and I want to look at the west now. Looks like we got a lot of flood warnings. Lots of flood warnings out. Let's put the observations in here. And you'll see here a lot of flood warnings out. Yep, a lot of flood warnings out. Look at some of these wind gusts too, 39 miles an hour. So they're getting more rain out of this. So we'll take a look and see how much rain they've gotten over there. And look at precipitation. And we'll do a 12-hour precipitation. How's that? All right, doesn't look like these numbers look too bad. This is a 1.56. You go further south, it's a little heavier. Oh, you look at some of these around San Diego. 3.12, 3.59. That's quite a bit right there. That's quite a bit of precipitation. And there'll be more to fall. So let's go over to the models now and take a look at our storm here. And this is the atmospheric river over here. This is the storm offshore. And as we go into tomorrow, you'll see that thing really wrap up. But it will start pulling east a little bit. That should bring hopefully some more sunshine, but look at how deep that thing gets. It's incredible. And then it's going to go into Nova Scotia. You can sort of see it there going into Nova Scotia there. So pretty incredible. As far as the atmospheric river goes, another one probably comes in probably late Sunday night into Monday for California. And then again, look at our storm though, and then you can see that other storm there. I'm not going to go beyond that. So let's take a closer look at the northeast here. I'm first going to look at this because again, this is pretty incredible how wrapped up this thing gets. Look at that. Really incredible how wrapped up it gets, but it will be moving eastward. But you can see, look, if you're on the Cape, you're going to get some snowfall, perhaps even the East End, the Hamptons, East Hampton could wind up getting some. Pretty incredible right there. This is the GFS again we're looking at. So let me go look at the winds here, the surface winds around this thing, so you can see what it looks like. And again, really incredible. Look at how fast those winds get. It's gonna be a deep storm. And if you're offshore, it's very compact too, which again is sort of got those tropical characteristics. You know, you see that. It's very compact looking. All right. So let me shift over to the HRRR now, and we'll look at our precipitation map on the HRRR. So you can take a look at that storm right there. So here it is, and you can see it actually, the precipitation gets closer and closer, and it could actually be snow here. I don't know why it's showing it as rain, but you can see, look at how that thing. Not quite as deep as the GFS, but it does throw some snow back into the Cape, but still, we're in this squeeze play between these two systems right here. All right. So looking at the dew points, obviously we have the north winds staying in place tonight and tomorrow, and they will still continue to be gusty because of the gradient between that high that's kind of bananaed in there, and then this low that's offshore. Kicking up the winds. Maybe a little more or less wind for Monday, but we're still going to have north winds, still breezy, maybe not quite as windy as it's been. Temperatures will remain cold. Tonight will probably drop into the upper 20s, and tomorrow, if the sun comes out, we could make it above 40, low 40s. Wherever it doesn't come out, probably in the 30s. And then tomorrow night, we'll have lows in the upper 20s with those winds. We're not going to see radiational cooling and the clouds possibly passing by. And then for Monday, warmer, mid-40s probably in New Jersey. But New Jersey, you see Long Island, a little bit of cooler air over Long Island, maybe around 40. So probably eventually starting to wait. And you see how it's going to start to go above normal again with the temperatures. So let me go back to the GFS. Actually, we will go and we will look at, just for fun, total snowfall. So yeah, it doesn't really show anything over the east end, but the Cape, it could give the Cape 5 or 6 inches perhaps. So yeah, it could. So let's now go to the skies. This is the tricky part. Obviously, we're in and out of the clouds today. Some pictures today. Cloudy, well, in and out. I mean, we're pretty much in the clouds. This is tonight. I should say we were out of the clouds for a little bit tonight. You can see an overcast sky there. And then later on, we had a little bit of a break in the clouds there. You see a little bit of a break, but then it clouded over again, and it's overcast again out there. So looking at the GFS here, the clouds, again, this is the regular GFS. You can see the clouds kind of clear out over New Jersey, but not so much over Long Island as the storm pulls away. It's a really tight gradient. For Monday, you still see the east end not getting into it at all, not getting into any clear skies. And as we get into Monday, it's still having the clouds over eastern Suffolk County, whilst New Jersey is clear. All right, so it's really tight gradient here. This is, again, the GFS. And this is one of the better outcomes, again, because if you go to the RGEM, which is my model of choice, you'll see it keeps a lot more clouds over us tomorrow. Pretty much keeps us on the edge and keeps the clouds over parts of New Jersey as well. And look at what the RGEM does. It gives it an eye. It's been continuing to do this, and I don't think it's the only model to do it. And then as we go into Monday, that's when we'll see things clear out finally for much of Long Island, except maybe the extreme east end. So yeah, this storm is it's not gonna be a fast mover either. It's gonna kind of sit there and pick up strength as it's offshore. So the NAM is the other model we have to use for the clouds. We have the 0Z run of the NAM in for that. And the NAM, again, pushing clouds into New Jersey, Long Island, not so much. And then as far as Monday goes, it has the clouds pretty much clear of our area. So you can see the difference here that's going on. There is definitely a difference and a disagreement in the models here as far as what happens with the clouds tomorrow, and that's going to make it challenging. All right. So last model we have is the H. What did I just do here? All right. What did I just do? All right. Ventus Sky sometimes does that. It's got like a mind of its own. So we'll go to the Ventus Sky model here, and we will go to clouds, and we'll look at this. So it's just showing. Take this over to tomorrow. Here's 6 a.m. And HRRR takes the clouds over. Here's 9 a.m. Still hanging out over Long Island. Clouds still hanging out over 11 a.m. still. So it's not until 12 or 1 that they start clearing out of Long Island. North winds still. New Jersey, it actually clears out a little later. So it's hard to say what's happening with this cloud. But again, you can see it sort of gives it an eye as well. And then we finally, this is 4 o'clock. This is, what day are we at here? We're at Sunday here, and you can see it's finally mostly sunny everywhere. Takes the clouds completely offshore. As far as Monday goes, HRRR is, well, all right, Monday. Here's Monday. Clear over New Jersey. Still some clouds over the east end. Still a decent breeze going, and then we're mostly sunny on Monday for much of the area. That's pretty much, so we have 3 different models, all different outcomes as far as the skies go. So, we'll have a chance to see some more sun tomorrow, but it's going to be, again, it's really hard to say what's going to happen because we have all these different model outcomes. So if we go again back to the satellite, you can see here's our storm. So it's just a matter of watching this storm and seeing what it looks like in the morning. And if this thing becomes something, it's just really incredible to see this monster storm here. In fact, I want to go back to Ventus Sky for a minute here, and we'll take a look at wind gusts again. So here's your storm, all right? And again, it's going to pick up strength. So here we go to 15 tomorrow, and you'll see. Look at how this thing just And again, this is the HRRR, which is not crazy with this storm. GFS is stronger with this. Actually, that's the eye. Now it's showing the icon. Why is it doing that? All right, we'll use the GFS here. Here's the GFS. And I think the winds could be worse than that. Again, we're not going to see that, but again, look at the characteristics of this thing. Windy, we'll go to European just for fun and look at this as well, because European really winds us. Look at it. It's showing an eye, believe it or not. It's showing an eye. So if we go to wind gusts, there you go. Look at some of these wind gusts here that it's showing around 89 miles an hour. Really incredible to see. And I'm sure it's going to pick up the surf a little bit too. But I don't see any coastal, or we have a gale warning for the offshore now. Yeah, see, look at this radar. Look at this backing in here like this. So depending on how far this gets back, this is possible snow here. And we have little weak snow showers here. So if you're out east, maybe on the Forks, you might actually wind up with some light on the ground, perhaps. We'll have to watch and see what's going to happen. Definitely a most interesting and unusual situation, and I'll keep tracking it. Have a good night, and thanks for watching.